Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. So we had a somewhat of a experience today. If you guys are in the Northeast area, you know that we just experienced crazy rainstorms, Statue of Liberty getting struck by lightning, earthquake in the New York metro area, the tri-state area, even stretching all the way up to Boston. Crazy, yeah, I know, but it happened. And then today, it's a little bit later in the day, we had experienced an eclipse, a solar eclipse, and you could definitely see we had about 90% coverage in the metro area, the tri-state metro area, but it was still kind of bright outside, but definitely much darker. And you could definitely hear birds were no longer chirping, and it was very quiet, And I did get it on film, but you kind of see like when it starts to get a little darker, almost like the sun is going down, twilight time, and then this burst of sunlight coming back out. So I actually caught that on film, which is kind of cool. So I may put it up on social media sometime this week. I'm going to see if I can edit it down, because I just pretty much put my phone, well, at one point I was on my front stoop and I put my phone facing the sun and getting that footage, and then I came back in the house and then was getting another bunch of footage, but whatever. I've got about like 30 minutes of footage that I'm going to condense down and do like a quick time lapse of. But anyway, it was very interesting. Speaking with family, they were emotional. A lot of people were very emotional behind this because it's such a phenomenon to see. And it really is a testament to how amazing this world is, how amazing the earth is, the atmosphere, all these amazing things that God has created. And I know I have listeners from all walks of life who may be atheists, who may be Muslim, who may be Christian, who may be, Buddhist or whatever it is. Just know you are all welcome here, no matter your background, no matter your beliefs. You are all welcome here as long as you are a positive person and you are putting out positive energy into the world. You are welcome here. But yes, it does bring about a conversation of how vast this world is. And, a few of the reporters on television really expressed it well. I think it was on it may have been ABC, but we were going back and forth from a few different channels. And they were just in awe and emotional, very emotional. And people just said, man, I didn't think that I would get so emotional behind something like this. And speaking to family today was definitely the case. And, I shared with the particular family member that, listen, it's not just you, what you feel is valid. It definitely is very much, especially something like this, a once-in-a-lifetime type situation. There was an eclipse in 1979, which I remember. I was very young. I think I was in first grade. And I do remember that quite well. And this one was very similar to that as well. But yeah, I said to them, listen, your feelings are valid. You don't have to worry about being emotional. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing when you can see the amazing, vast world that we live in, and God's handiwork is incredible. And to experience something like that, incredible. Even going through an earthquake, which can be very scary, you know, it's amazing the world that we live in. It's amazing this earth that we have been given, and it makes me think how much we really need to preserve it and take care of it way better than we do. Reducing how much plastic we use, reducing waste instead of throwing away all those food scraps, creating a compost, things like that. My mom actually has a compost in her backyard, and she grows her vegetables and her fruits and things. We have to tend to this earth. This is a gift. You know what I mean? The earth was given to us, the trees, all of the things, the animals, all of this was given to us as gifts for us to take care of and maintain. And as we know, as human beings, we tend to abuse gifts and positive things that we get in our lives. We tend to abuse them, and we tend to not take care of them or guard them the way that we should. And this just brought all of that back full circle. What are we doing to preserve positivity and honesty and loyalty and faithfulness? It's like we've got so far from that. We're so quick to argue with strangers on the internet and cut each other down and, backstabbing and all that sort of stuff. And it just like, we are just but little specks in this entire universe. And who's to say that the earth and what we know as our sun and our moon is all that there is? There are other galaxies. This has been proven. It's a fact. This is just where Earth is, where what we know as human beings are. But there may be many, many, many other beings that don't necessarily breathe the way we breathe or look the way we do, But honey, that's a story for another day, okay? But anyway, it was very... the past few days have been, I'll say like the past week, with all these different phenomena, events that have been happening, have really settled me down into a space of, what? I'm not holding back things that I wanted to do. I'm not holding back on ideas. I'm going full force and really taking those ideas from out of my head and not only putting them on paper, but bringing them to fruition. Sometimes, especially like today, I had the major contrast of an individual who was just so appreciative and emotional about the greatness of this world that we're in, to also dealing with an individual who just thinks the world revolves around them, and not even taking into consideration the major once-in-a-lifetime event that was happening today. And, I had to put those people to the side and answer them in my time, because I just felt like, wow, the fact that you just think the world just revolves around you, and I know everybody still has to work, and everybody still has to, get things done, and, money has to be made, and bills have to be paid, and all of that. But sometimes it's good to just slow down, pull back, and just ingest, what the universe has for us, what God has for us. And He has given us I don't even know what the word is, governance, I guess. I don't know if that's a word. Maybe I'm making it up. Governance over this earth and how we treat it and how we navigate it. This is a gift that's been given to us that sometimes we do really well and sometimes we miss the mark. But here we are. So yeah, it definitely was a day to just pause and just enjoy really the festivities of watching the different cities, especially the cities that hit 100% totality, going dark as if it was nighttime. That was very interesting to see. It did happen in a part of New York State, I believe, and really going over to like Cleveland and that area. I know Western New York was hit with 100% totality. I think like maybe in Rochester area, which is so cool to see that happen. So, I'm sure that a lot of people, it gave them great, that's a great memory to carry through your life and share, with family for years to come, and hopefully a lot of people got to film, or take pictures and things like that. I'm seeing a lot of people post on social media. And like I said, I'm going to post the video that I have because it is kind of cool. You can see a bit of a transition, even though we weren't 100% coverage on the eastern side of the tri-state area. We still saw a good bit of coverage, and it definitely looked like the sun was going down. So yeah, it just makes, well, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I'll speak for myself. It makes me very reflectful on how vast this world is and how we are just but this small speck in this huge world. And we need to appreciate what we have. We tend to be constantly searching for this and that, and they want new and exciting and the next thing. And you could be throwing away and sweeping under the rug the best things that could happen for you. The best things that can shape and form and grow you. Because it may be great to have all these wonderful things, the money, the clothes, the dudes, the girls, whatever it is that your vice is. But are you happy? Is it helping you to grow? Because anytime you're hanging around a bunch of people, and I don't care who they are, they could be family members too. We gonna put the family members in there as well. If you're hanging around a bunch of folks all the time and you are still in the same place that you were last year, these people are not helping you to grow. And I'm not saying that you got to cut people off and you're better than anyone else. And it's not about that. It's about growth. It is about walking in your assignment. I know I talk about that all the time on here, but it is a fact. If you're not walking in your assignment, if you're constantly, I just had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day talking about the abuse that they endured on their old job, and they finally had to leave because it was putting them in a dark space. I totally get it. I've been through it. I've experienced it, and it's why I work for myself now. I know that's not for everybody, but there's no reason to dumb yourself down when you were made to be great. That's it, and that's all. And today is an example of that. We are made to be great. Look at the gifts that we have been given. Look at the talents that people have been given. Your talent may be to organize. Your talent may be singing. Your talent may be that you're great, at renovating things. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Maybe you're a DIYer. Whatever. It doesn't matter what your talent is. Do it to the fullest. Right? Because it was a gift that was given to you. So, stand on that. 10 toes down, stand on that. So yeah, I enjoyed sharing the eclipse phenomena. You know, I was with family when it was going down, so it was fun to just have a lot of conversation about it and watch things on TV and be standing outside, you know, outside the house and all that sort of stuff, and not looking directly into the sun, no, but just kind of experiencing, you know, the whole block looking like the sun is going down. That was kind of crazy for like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's kind of wild. So anyway, I just wanted to share those thoughts. And like I said, we have started the second week of the second quarter of the year. So April, let's get it. All right. You guys want to follow me on social media, feel free at Onyx Queen Media on Instagram. This is another thing too. A lot of people are asking, am I on Twitter anymore, or X, or whatever the heck they're calling it? No, I am not on there actively anymore. The account is still up, but it redirects you to Threads. I do Threads, which is Instagram's kind of answer to Twitter. I do Threads every so often, but Instagram is the place to find me. All right, so at Onyx Queen Media. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.